Graham Stephan, Spencer Cornelia, me Kevin, Patrick CC, Philip DeFranco, and a host of other content creators online have the following in common.
If you've watched a video from Graham Stephan, Andrei Jikh, SomeOrdinaryGamers, or The Quartering in the past year, you've probably seen a sponsorship from the company Established Titles. Now, despite glowing reviews from some of YouTube's largest and most trusted creators, this company is a complete scam.
We gotcha! We got you, bud!
Now, I do have to say that I believe most of these creators don't realize that it's a scam, with the exception of one, who we'll talk about in a minute, but that does not get these guys off the hook, and they need to do more research on a sponsorship before accepting the $20K plus a month these guys are making from doing deals with this scam company.
Now, a lot of people misconstrue the term scam, but the definition of an outright scam is basically, essentially, flushing your money down the toilet.
Piss on the seat. But this what I do to other bills, man. Real talk, look. Cause motherfuckers, they snuck. They had to sneak in my pocket. They had to.
Basically, you give your money and get absolutely nothing in return. Now, can you be deceived or have deceptive marketing in the quality of the product you are getting? Sure. But the definition of a scam is not getting anything in return or in exchange for the money or effort that you're putting in. You work for so-and-so company for 10 hours, you expect to get paid $20 per hour. And if you didn't get that, it is a scam. If you paid for XYZ product or service and you never got it at all, it is a scam. Now, if you didn't get the quality that you wanted, now that's more deceptive marketing. More so finesse would be the proper term.
Now, before I break down how this company is a scam, I'm going to let these creators in a montage of clips explain what the company wants you to believe they are doing.
All thanks to our sponsor, Established Titles. Their project based on the historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lords or ladies in English. And that means, as of today, that's right, I'm officially a lord.
Better than that is to give those fun, tangible assets as gifts for the upcoming holidays. And thanks to today's sponsor, Established Titles, you can do exactly that and become a lord or lady.
Is this the... Listen, I'm here to bring visibility to it. Oh, we reserving. Oh, we got some crazy receipts in the vault today. I ain't even scratched the surface.
Sir, Established Titles. Established Titles is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. They allow people to buy as little as 1 square foot of dedicated land so they can call themselves a lord or a lady officially. In return, they commit to plant a tree with every order and protect the beautiful, pristine woodlands of Scotland.
Today's video is brought to you by our friends over at Established Titles. Do you want to help global reforestation efforts? Do you want to help preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland? Well, here's a nice last-minute gift to absolutely do that right for.
I'm a psychologist, nigga. You don't think I can read you? I'm a psychologist, nigga. You don't think I can read right through your phony ass?
Gentlemen, it's based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. This entire thing gives you 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number, kind of like an NFT, except it exists in reality.
Now, unfortunately, everything said there, from the buying of land to being given a lord title and even the planting of trees, is a complete lie. After researching this company, I uncovered a web of shell companies devised to hide who actually operates this scam, and what I will show you in this video will truly shock you. So with that being said, let's break this scam apart piece by piece. The first issue is the most fundamental, and that is the fact that when you buy one of their 1 square foot plots of land in Scotland, you aren't actually buying any land at all. What they are essentially selling you is a gag gift known as a souvenir plot. Under the Scotland Land Registration Act of 2012, it's not allowed for these small plots of land to be legally sold. The law states, Land Registration Scotland Act of 2012, Section 22, in subsection 1b, souvenir plot means a plot of land which is of inconsiderable size and of no practice utility, and is neither a registered plot nor a plot the ownership of which has at any time separately been constituted or transferred by a document recorded to the Registrar of Sassenach. The seller will unlikely sell a souvenir plot of both considerable size or practical utility and a registered plot. The disposition will be unable to be registered in the land registrar. This means that the buyer cannot acquire a real right of ownership in Scots law. Therefore, it is impossible for buyers of the sale to become become owners of a souvenir plot. No other form of ownership is recognized by the real right of ownership, as discussed above, owing to Scott's property laws, Roman's laws of influence. So basically, the company that owns established titles, and I'll get into who they are in a minute, bought up a bunch of large parcels of land and is selling off phony titles to small portions of it. If you were to go to Scotland and try and claim your land, or try and do anything with it really, you would be laughed at because you don't actually own anything. Established titles is still the landowner, and they give you a worthless piece of paper telling you that you own land when under the laws of Scotland, you clearly do not. Another big selling point they have is that if you buy a piece of land in Scotland, the custom is that you now become a lord or lady and can add that official title to your name. Sadly, this couldn't be any farther from the truth. Now, this old wives' tale has been around for a long time, and the Court of the Lord Lion, which is the highest court in Scotland in regard to giving out titles, said this to clear up the situation. Ownership of a souvenir plot of land does not bring with it the right to any description such as laird, lord, or lady. The words lord and lady appear to those on whom a peerage has been confirmed and do not relate to the ownership of land. Ownership of a souvenir plot of land is not sufficient to bring a person otherwise ineligible within the jurisdiction of the Lord Lion for seeking a coat of arms. So right there from the highest court in Scotland, they said flat out that ownership of land does not bestow a title of lord or lady to you. So established titles is 2 strikes down, and before we put the final nail in the coffin, I think it's safe to say that they are a scam. They don't actually sell you any land, and they have no right to bestow a title of lord or lady to you. Now,
you really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Now, the final issue I want to bring up is the fact that they say that they plant trees with every purchase, and that by buying one of their plots of land, you are saving the woodlands by buying it and preventing its use for other means. Now, Established Titles does not plant any trees, despite what their YouTube sponsors tell you.
Want to know why I go hard? Now you see. Now you see. Some of y'all say he go too hard. It ain't that bad. Oh, yes, it is.
Now imagine. All this research people typically do for their content, or the effort, the same effort that people put in, all these content creators online put into their content, doing the research. Some people talk about, exposing people, or doing the background research, or going undercover for pyramid schemes and stuff like that. You would think they would do the same amount of research for the sponsor that they are promoting onto their channel to multiple millions of people.
You're going down to the big house. That way. Period. You did it. Now you gotta go to jail.
But then again, at the end of the day, people get exposed every single day, and they still keep their audience, still keep their fan base for the most part. Unless you as a content creator, or unless celebrities or whoever, this is my perspective now. Unless you've done something to harm little kids, I'm saying under the age of 10, I would say, right? Babies, little kids. People will always forgive you one way or another. That's just my take on this. R. Kelly.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America?
Bill Cosby. Who are these other people that have done heinous stuff? People forgive you, especially if you're talented and whatever it is. Louis C.K., argue with yourself whether or not, it was really that bad, or if it's more about the art than the person, or the person versus the content that they make. It all eventually blows over, and people continue to live on their life, continue to make content. Unless you did something to harm little kids, you're never really cancelled. So I would say again, the same effort you put into researching the content, or building whatever it is for the YouTube video, I would assume they would have done the same amount of research into the sponsor that they're promoting to their millions of followers. So apparently down here in the list, he has a list of other content creators who have basically promoted this shell of a company. We have Ben Shapiro.
Established Titles is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds, or lords and ladies in English.
YMH Studios, Matt Stoney, Impulsive, Logan Paul.
Woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
The Film Theorist, Nikodo Avocado.
Chips because they spilt. We're gonna be having noodles instead. I took a shower, I did my hair, don't I look nice? Sponsor of today's video. Shout out to Established Titles.
Neatly Kevin, Graham Stephan, Andrei Jikh, SomeOrdinaryGamers, The Quartering, Spencer Cornelia, of course.
I just closed on this house last week, but buying property seems to be getting more unaffordable by the week. However, there is another way to be a landowner that you may not know about. With this certificate, I can now be referred to as Lord Spencer Cornelia because of the Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords or ladies in English.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Philip DeFranco, Matt Walsh, Leon Lulsh.
Owners are referred to as lairds, or lords and ladies in English. By acquiring a title pack, you get at least one...
Established titles is based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lords and ladies in English.
If I find clips of these people actually promoting it, I'll add that in addition to this video.
It has a special crest, as you can see. Your certificate features a unique plot number with which you can see the exact location of your land. It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Speaking on behalf of our show sponsor, Established Titles.
Unique plot number. So what happens is they plant a tree with every order. They work with global charities.
And get this, the first 200 people who purchase a title pack using my link will effectively be located right next to my plot. We can be together in spirit. We can build a kingdom. We can reconquer Scotland for the English.
Established Titles is a project that lets you ceremonially purchase as...
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Lord Stephen Heath. This project is based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lords and ladies. There are two
or laird. And this company, Established Titles, allows you to purchase a bit of land and become a lord, which is something I've been shy to tell you. I have recently
Get into the serious stuff, I'd like to go ahead and thank today's sponsor, Established Titles.
Custom where people that owned land would be referred to as lords and ladies.
Who believes that? Because if you believe that, I need to go and get my psychological assessment kit. If you believe that, I need to go and get my psychological assessment kit, and you need an intelligence test right now.
Titles. Ladies and gentlemen, I am finally the man I deserve to be. Lord Isaac Butterfield. I'm
Lords is because of Established Titles. Established Titles is a project.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
So Something's Burning is brought to you by Established Titles. Established Titles.
And you receive the title of Lord or Lady. Somewhere in Scotland, yours.
As a landowner in Scotland, you, my friend, are now a lord. 1 square foot, all you need.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
And so what we did is we got ourselves 1 square foot of land in Scotland. And now we're technically lords of the land again.
Who believes that? Because if you believe that, I need to go and get my psychological assessment kit. If you believe that, I need to go and get my psychological assessment kit, and you need an intelligence test right now.
Aber and Preach, well, there you go. The accountability kings, Aber and Preach.
I did my little research. And I found out that it was a company called Established Titles. And that's what they do. They are helping the global reforestation. Whenever you buy land, every plot of 1 square foot that you buy, they will plant a tree.
And what's more, they work with global charities like One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future to support global reforestation efforts.
In Scotland, whenever you own land, they call you Lord and Lady. You can actually use that in your credit cards, your bank statements, all of that, your letters. People will call you Lord. I refuse to call you Lord, Abba. Yeah, but you could do that.
Tim McCast in real life.
Over to establishedtitles.com and you can become a Scottish laird, or lord if you're speaking colloquial American English. Basically, you can buy a small plot of land in Scotland, and then if you're a land...
New Established Title sponsorship.
Established Titles. Established Titles plants a tree with every order.
Sponsor Established Titles. Established Titles is a fun...
Established Titles allows you to buy as little as 1 square foot or up to 10 square feet of land in none other.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
No, thanks to Established Titles, I am now the proud owner of a plot of land in Scotland that makes me a lord. So now you can refer to me, please, as my lord, Lord Noel Phillips.
Just so happens I am a 100% authentic Scottish lord. Let me explain how this is possible.
Psyched, Substance, Ryan Long, bruh, all these, yo, Dr. Todd Grande.
Established Titles is a novel and fun way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland.
It was sponsored by Established Titles.
Established Titles is a project based on an historic Scottish custom.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Ben Mala.
All at the same time. Established Titles.
Actually have a new title to my name. You guys just can't call me Carlos no more. Y'all gotta call me Lord Carlos. Shout out to our sponsor, Established Titles.
Sponsor Established Titles can help. Based on a
Let me tell you about this video's sponsor, Established Titles. Established Titles is a...
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Atozi.
Established Titles. This project is based on a historic Scottish custom where land...
Lord Wavy Webster, if you're speaking to. Now, I think it goes without saying an established title is an...
This news report, Established Titles. With Established Titles, you can become a real lord.
Hello, I'm Lady Lori. Wait, officially? Why, yes, officially. Just check out my certificate as proof.
Established Titles for sponsoring this video. If you didn't know,
I'm just scrolling through here. Now to explain Atomics. Temnini, Professor Stick, Think Before You Sleep, Blooms. Whoa, bruh. You can't trust nobody. You can't trust nobody. You can't trust nobody. Nobody. Can't trust nobody. Basically, I think when it comes down to it, when you see somebody promoting a service or a money-making opportunity, use extra play money that you don't really care about losing as a way. So if it works out, good. If it doesn't work out, you didn't lose much. I think that should be the rule of thumb, right? Use play money to fund whatever it is myself or all these other content creators online are promoting on their channels or sponsorships and shit like that. If you use play money, you won't be too bummied, right? Or upset if you end up losing the money or you get these knockoff scam type like trade-offs for your money.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Same shit goes with regards to like lending out money to family and friends. I never lend out money that I'm not willing to lose. If they ask you for $50, give them $50, give them $30, give them $5 under the impression that you'll never get that money back and you'll be at peace. Same goes for all these things that are being promoted to you by influencers, content creators online.
Only thing Established Titles does is donate money to an actual tree planting company called One Tree Planted. On top of that, they have never provided any evidence that they are actually donating money to back up their claims. So basically, you have to take the company's word that they are really donating money to plant trees. On top of that, if you really wanted to plant trees, you could save yourself some money by not buying a scam plot of land and just give your money directly to One Tree Planted. Finally, the land that they own is already part of a protected land plot away from any major cities, so by giving them money, you are not actually helping the environment in any way, you are just lining the pockets of these scammers. Now at this point, I think I've made it very clear that this company is a scam, and hopefully most of these big creators will cease partnerships with this company. Some of these creators do seem to know that the company is at the very least fishy. Spencer Cornelia, former Grift Slayer, has been responding to people leaving comments on his videos the past few days about the company being a scam, and Spencer's response is basically he thinks it's okay if it's a scam because it's harmless and they're planting trees with your money. So according to Spencer's logic, if I were to steal something from his house, pawn it off, and then use some of the money to plant some trees, he would be okay with it because ultimately I did something good. So with all...
It's unfortunate. I would think Spencer Cornelia of all people, you know, the fake guru slayer, the one who put so much research into studying someone's business funnel and marketing scheme, would put the same effort into researching and understanding the Established Titles company that he's promoting on his channel. But then again, we all have a price, don't we, Spencer?
We have the tapes. We have the information.
I'm gonna start promoting them on my channel. Nice. So I'm like a huge fan of this business. So
Congrats,
is it Rubet? No, I'm kidding. I was like, what?
Is this Nick?
No, although if they want to pay me Drake money, yeah, I'm willing to do a lot of things for 100 million.
I'm willing to do a lot of things for 100 million.
Grant, would you ever take a steak sponsorship?
Oh man, someone asked me this
What's
before.
your price?
I feel like everyone has a price.
100 million a year?
I don't know, because it has to be a point where it's so high that I would be irresponsible for saying no to it.
100 million a year? I don't know, because it has to be a point where it's so high that I would be irresponsible for saying no to it.
And if you completed the sponsorship, let's say a year later, and your audience turned on you, would you be comfortable with the money and the pushback?
Part of me
if all
feels
4
like,
million DM'd you on Instagram and said, we hate you because of this.
I don't know, because I feel like part of my audience, it understands the financial aspect of it, and I feel like they would be like, yo, Graham, you're an idiot if you say no to this. Like, we get it. I'm hoping that would be the response.
Who believes that? Because if you believe that, I need to go and get my psychological assessment kit. If you believe that, I need to go and get my psychological assessment kit, and you need an intelligence test right now.
It's also weird how
every now and then, yeah,
how we can box ourselves in and the audience will treat you differently. Like if I promoted gambling, my YouTube game is over. It's over.
Okay, the guy you see next to me is the most generous billionaire in the world, and I found him.
The most generous billionaire ever, where you can get 10% off on your trading fees.
These are bad. These are very bad. But FTX, there are no fees whatsoever.
And if you sign up with our link,
Signing up using my link.
there are referral links.
If you use my link below and the code name Tom,
But haven't you gotten an offer for a crypto coin or NFT that was financially irresponsible to say no to?
Talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful.
That being said, I think it's fairly clear this is a scam company, but let's go into just who actually owns and operates this company, and it's a whole web of different companies that's involved with this, so it's pretty crazy. So if you actually come to their website, Established Titles, this is it right here, and one thing I have to mention right at the top, right now they have a Black Friday sale, and they always seem to have a timer. You can come back any time of day, anytime, and there's always a countdown clock of 1 hour, so you gotta get your...
The good old refresh the page and the timer resets trick. That's the OG fake guru marketing shit.
If I no laugh, I go cry. So it's better I laugh, even if I have to force it.
Feel right away, and that's a a very scammy thing that a lot of these scam companies do. A timer that basically never runs out. You can come back later, it restarts. But if you go down to the bottom of the page, you go to the About Us section of Established Titles, and you'll see that it has this picture of this lady, and basically it says that this lady, Katarina Yip, created Established Titles after visiting this.
Oh wait, before we go any deeper, I saw someone else making a commentary about this whole Established Titles scam thing. And you know, a lot of these people, this video has over 500,000 views at this point, so it's safe to say some of the content creators who promoted this shit have seen this video, right?
So this morning I also came across the Quartering saying he's cutting ties with Established Titles. Now, if the Quartering is cutting ties, that's how you know it's not good, folks. The next video I saw was this girl, Tay Mimi, who said about my last video, and she didn't want to, say their name in it, because I think she had some deals still going that she feels really bad about. But she made a video talking about it, and I was like, dude. And there's another one. Look at this person. The Click 4 hours ago said, I messed up, and this is him talking about getting effed over by Established Titles.
It's so interesting that, they make apology videos regarding, they effed up, they promoted the thing that they didn't do research on, and blah, 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 blah. And then they make the apology video, more than likely the video's monetized, and then they go about their day. So the money that you made from the sponsorship, at least let's donate it to as a raffle, as a giveaway or something to the people that you basically scammed. I just say, okay, you say sorry. Now, what's the actionable steps to reconcile with the people that supported your content and trusted you enough to go through and click the link of the thing that you promoted. You're just gonna say sorry and that's it?
Scotland, a countryside. She fell in love. She wanted to start her company. Great. That's all fantastic. So we can actually look this lady up. I found her on LinkedIn. This is her page right here. And if you go to her LinkedIn page, you can see that she's based out of Hong Kong, which is very interesting. Not in Scotland or anywhere near it, but you can see that she's actually involved.
That was clearly the first red flag. She's in Hong Kong, and they're doing the. Come on, man. No offices in Ireland.
Currently board member of Dalton, currently employed by 3 different companies. The first is called Failed Ventures, where she is the co-founder and president, and she's also a board member of Dalton Boisier, I think that's how you say it, and a board member of Trifecta Retail Ventures. So let's take a closer look at these 3 companies, and it's going to be really interesting what we find. So if we go over to Failed Ventures, this is their actual page, and it says "Come Fail Together," which I think is quite funny. That's the name of the company that is running this scam company established title. It's Failed Ventures, Come Fail Together. So basically what this is, it's a venture capital firm, someone who we'll get into who it is in just a minute, but they pump a bunch of money into this company, and this company tries to set up a bunch of these fairly shady, if I would say somewhat scammy companies online. They're all internet e-based commerce websites trying to make a bunch of money, and you can see that they have all of the failed companies. They've had like 70 failed companies, and eventually they have 1 or 2 companies that are successes and make a bunch of money. And these are their 4 successful companies. They have Deal Dash, which we'll talk about in just a minute, Galton Boisier, which is the other company that this lady Katerina works at, which we'll get into, Kamakito Knives, and Established Titles. So Fail Ventures is the company that owns Established Titles. They also own Kamikoto Knives. Now, if you don't know about Kamikoto Knives, they're another company that is heavily promoted on YouTube. I believe I just saw a sponsorship post from them on the quartering just the other day. I think he did that as well.
Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Kamikoto. That's right, Kamikoto makes Japanese steel kitchen knives using traditional techniques from Japan.
So they're another big company that's promoted. They're also run by the same company that owns and operates Established Titles. Now, from there, if you actually look at Failed Ventures, we'll go to their About Us section, and you can see these people at the top. These 2 people you need to be aware of. They're at all these companies. There's William Wolfram, who's the CEO co-founder, and Katerina Yip, who is the president co-founder. So keep in mind, those are the 2 people. So from there, from Failed Ventures, they're the ones that own Established. Let's go to the next company. Now, the next company is Galton Boisier. This is their LinkedIn page. It says they are a manufacturing company located in Hong Kong. This is their actual website right here.
All located in Hong Kong. Established Titles company is apparently doing all this land plotting shit in Ireland. Where is the Ireland offices?
Eyes, get set. 5, 6, 7, 8. Why you gotta lie so much? You must wake up and just make up stuff. Cause I just do not understand why. Every time you talk, you tell a quick lie. You and your lies gotta go. Because I'm tired of talking to Pinocchio. Then you had a nerve to look folks in the eyes, knowing that you telling them lies. You be telling them lies. I asked you about this. Did you lie about it? I asked you about that. Did you lie about it? Get them lies together, they all over the place. I bet if Jesus came back, you a lie to his face. Damn, P-O-G-O. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. I said P-No-G-O. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. No, let's go. Start telling all them lies. Number 1, let's go. Cause I don't believe nothing you say at this point. Cause all you do is lie, lie, lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie.
Down to their all-star team page and look at their people at the board. You can see William Wolfram and Katerina Yip again at this company as well. And this company seems to be the manufacturing arm of all of these different products they create, as far as the knives, as far as getting sponsorships for Established Titles. That's what this company seems to do. Now, both of these companies are based out of Hong Kong, so China basically. And I think it's very interesting that these companies are based out of a country that has very lax business laws. You can get away with a lot more somewhat shady type business practices in Hong Kong and China as opposed to most Western countries. Now, what's really interesting is if you look at the third company, which is Trifecta Retail Ventures, they are based out of they have an office in Hong Kong, but they're based out of primarily southern Finland. So they're from Finland, and this company is actually owned by the Wolfram guy that we saw on the other page. So all 3 of these companies were founded by William Wolfram, and William Wolfram is a Finnish man who I believe he has a long history of creating some of these, I would say, shady companies. He dropped out of school and at 16 created the website website DealDash. So this was his first company that actually made him a ton of money, and then he has since created these other companies in Hong Kong that now produce these other shady type companies online. Now DealDash, if you're not familiar with this, I won't go too detailed into it. DealDash is basically like an eBay ripoff type site, but what they have is massively discounted prices on their products. Some products, you know, you can get like a barbecue that's normally like $200 and it's currently going for $1, right? Now how it works is people bid on these items and it slowly goes up over time. Now aside from eBay, how eBay works is the top bidder has to pay for the product. On DealDash, everyone who posts a bid, you have to pay for all of your bids. Now, it does say that in the small print, but most people don't realize that. So people will put all these bids in for like $1, $1.50, $2, and what they don't realize is at the end, even if they don't win the item, they have to pay all of the bids they made. So this company is incredibly shady, and they make a ton of money by, you know, convincing by these people who don't read the fine print, and they have to end up spending a bunch of money. So what?
It's easy to just do a chargeback dispute, I would assume, right? Because you didn't really get anything in exchange for your money. You know, just call your bank for the most part. But this site really kind of looks shady, not gonna lie. Some sites, you'll always trust your gut instinct. Your gut instinct does not lie. The vibes you get from people, if something feels off about this person, trust your instinct. If something feels off about the situation, trust your instincts. Don't ignore it, man. Don't ignore it.
Happening was there was actually a lawsuit against DealDash because some of these customers, they were having very deceptive marketing. We're saying like this lady, they have a bunch of ads where this lady's like, oh, I won this thing for $2. But what they don't tell you is she actually spent like $100 in bids and actually paid more than the manufacturer retail price of the product because she had to bid so much. So this website has been sued before. There's a bunch of scammy stuff going on here. And one thing that's really interesting is if you actually go back to failed ventures, a lot of these failed products, they were actually selling on DealDash. This was part of the lawsuit that DealDash was involved in, that DealDash was pretending that a lot of these products were actually high-end name brands, but they were actually products that were created by the creator of DealDash, and they were just putting them on their site, and DealDash didn't actually have to pay pretty much anything for these products because they were creating the products. So this guy, Wolfram, has a history of these incredibly, I'll say, shady companies that he operates, and now he has moved pretty much all of his businesses over to Hong Kong, which is really interesting because he is from Finland. So why would he do that? Now, like I said, my opinion is because Hong Kong and Chinese laws are a lot more lax as opposed to the laws in, you know, Finland or most Western countries. So I just think that's incredibly shady. Now, one thing I have to mention is all of these websites, whether you go to Established Titles or any of the companies that own or work with Established Titles, there is no mention of them ever having an office anywhere in Scotland or the UK. They are firmly based out of Hong Kong. They have no connection whatsoever to Scotland, and they don't seem to have any offices there. Now, if you actually go to...
How you gonna buy a whole plot of land and not have no offices there, but you're gonna be selling it to people? Yo, this is simple research. Simple research. Hi. All these content creators online that research, you know, about other content creators, find all the clips, you know, add it together to compile a story, a storyline, the rise and fall of XYZ YouTuber, the rise and fall of XYZ company, and you couldn't research this one? The bag was too big, eh? The bag was too big. This is what happens when YouTube becomes your full-time income. You gotta make money. It's too unstable for you to pass up on certain bags, apparently. You know. Yo.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Nah, wow, God forbid. You see why? It's so important to have an emergency savings fund. When you have your emergency savings fund, you know, let's say your monthly expenses is $1,300. You have at least $3,900 saved up. Not only does it help you in terms of like you being a full-time YouTuber, content creator, you can pass up on certain sponsorships because you're comfortable. But also, if you're an actual person doing a 9 to 5, 8 to 6, or 8 to 4, whatever, right? You being able to have your emergency savings fund allows you to pass up or to not work yourself to the bone every week, every day for this company. You know, having that little buffer period between you and the streets, you know, makes you put up with a little bit less bullshit at work because you know you don't need this job. It's so necessary. Like for the next couple months, even if you quit or got fired, you'd be good for the next couple months, 3 to 6 months. And you can find something else just as good or if not better, you know? But if you're constantly, you know, spending the bag, spending the money every week, yeah, you're gonna get into that hamster wheel of accepting any and every sponsorship or putting up the bullshit at work. It is what it is.
Connection whatsoever to Scotland, and they don't seem to have any offices there. Now, if you actually go to established titles, they do have an address for in Scotland, and that address just leads to one of the plots of land that they have bought. So they do own a bunch of land in Scotland, but they don't appear to have any offices there. So from what I've said earlier in this video and what I've shown about who actually owns and operates this company, it's run by William Rolfan, who has a history of making Deal Dash and other type shady companies. I don't know why anyone would want to do business with established titles. I really see no reason why we want to do that. They're not a legitimate company. They're basically just taking your money, and you're hoping to tell the truth, and they are actually donating some money to plant trees, because I can't find any evidence on their website that they are actually planting any trees.
Trust nobody. Trust nobody. The bag is too big. The bag is too big. It's the same as with the FTX crypto scandal or scam, whatever you want to call it. So everybody was basically, all these financial YouTubers and celebrities are basically promoting this shit, you know. At the end of the day, all they do is say sorry. They didn't really just, I'm sorry guys, you know, I will sorry. I'm so sorry guys, you know, I was told XYZ thing. They were told me that it was going to be secure, you know, but I didn't really think about the fact that they were giving me 8% interest on my money, and how possible it could be the fact that, you know, they were conducting high risk trades or high risk lending.
That I have been putting into a little bit into cryptos. I forgot I'm a teeny bit into cryptos now. Little USDC.
Oh, you did that? Are you getting interest?
Yeah, like 9% or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah,
how much cash did you put in there?
Not much. Only probably maybe 30,000 to start, because I'm a little unsure. I'm like, oh, maybe 20,000, 20 or 30.
Okay.
I'm a little unsure because I'm like, I'm still having trouble wrapping my head around that. I'm just like, how can somebody pay this 9% interest rate and still make money? That's
right.
Bingo. How can someone pay this 9% interest rate and still make money? So you could clearly see that Jeremy and Graham are both a little sussed out by that. They're like, okay, we're both finance guys. We're finance YouTubers. We know this stuff. How in God's name are these crypto brokerages paying 9% interest just for you having money in a stable coin? Like, how is that even happening? So if you knew that and you see the red flags and you both are sussed out, why would you promote FTX US, which, by the way, folks, if you Google it, FTX US was offering 8% interest in the brokerage if you put your money with them. So if you saw the red flags already, why would you promote FTX on your channel? Greed, and they don't care about it.
So sounds like no one can give a direct answer to that question.
I never understood it.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, well, they lend it out on the blockchain and then they return it back to you and they make some money on it. But
that's
like,
why I can't put a lot in it, because I'm still a little sketch.
Yeah.
That's why I can't put a lot in it, because I'm still a little sketch. Right from the words of Jeremy LaFave. So once again, guys, I know these influencers don't like it when I hold them accountable, but they knew. Like, let's be honest. And again, I'm not saying that they knew it was a scam and they knew all this was going to happen, but they knew that the stuff that they were promoting on their channel was risky. They freaking knew. Jeremy just said it. He even said, I was so sketched out by it, I only put a little bit of my money, which he put $30,000, but he's a multimillionaire, so that's not a lot of money for him. It's like, holy cow. People think I'm crazy when I tell you guys that they knew the risk, they knew what was going on, they just took the money. Now you guys can see firsthand. This video, when was this video recorded? March 28th of 2021. That was way before this FTX stuff happened, and these guys saw the red flags. There's no freaking excuse. They sold y'all out for their little $100K a month from the spooky alien Sam Bankman Fried from the FTX dark mystical wizard secret society and idiosyncrasy.
Sam,
and like they say, if it's too good to be true,
that's too good to be true for me. It's too good to be true. I mean, if they offered 3%, I'd actually feel more comfortable.
Yeah,
because then I'm like, all right, I could wrap my mind around that. Not 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't understand who are buying these loans at like what 30%. Then how are they able to give 9%? Who are these people? I don't know anybody.
I am a clown. I am a clown.
That's receiving loans from
them.
them.
It's like funds and whatnot for the most part. It's like different crypto funds and things like that supposedly they're making so much money that it makes sense for them to basically have that cash go in their account.
High risk maneuvers, my money. I didn't think about that. I just saw the money. I just saw the monthly sponsorship money, and I just had to take it. I just had to take it, guys. I just had to take it. Please forgive me. I know you forgive me, and you will forget about it in like a year or so, and you continue to watch my content and make me money and make me rich. And because of this YouTube channel, I don't have to have my hours and income fixed based on certain hours worked. I thank you guys for so much, and I'll do better next time. But as always, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it. And too much of any good thing is good for nothing. How are you lot doing today? Say it with me. I am doing more, saying less, and keeping that same energy. No cap. Flip the script. I'm out. Deuces.
It hit you like bad thing, looking like good girl. Told me you different, baby, no acting. Haven't you heard of karma? Haven't you heard at all? Bad thing, looking like centerfold. Told me you different, baby, no acting. Haven't you heard of karma?
No jokes, I'm coming through for you. Been a while since I first knew you perfect, no need to change. Only thing that I wish is there was two. I'll give you something to believe. Girls looking ask how I got one of these. I'm just a guy with my wants and my needs. Girl like you turn a man to police, that's cuffing.